Good morning, traders, and welcome to today, 20th of June, Sunday. Yeah, there are some few days for the second quarter to be over. Let's do a breakdown on Euro, USD, GBP, USD, and gold. So we're gonna start with gold on daily time frame. My swing is still bullish. We've been having this is my swing. Swing still bullish. We've been having internal pullbacks. You can see price has been very aggressive to the downside, and that's now the last internal break of structure. So with this as the last internal break of structure, I'm still watching for now. This was the last break of structure. I'm still watching for now internal pullback. So for the week, I think I'm interested for the buys before the sells, because I want to see because I want to see this buy into this area of supply before we could now continue the sales. Or if this was now the swing pullback is now over, I want to see the buyers taking control and now internal shifting bullish, so we can continue with the buys now to target the week swing. So yeah, and until that happens, I want to see the buys into this one and now continuation sells to target that internal week low. So on 4H, let me see, nothing very clear as per the moment to predict to use as a bias at the moment, but you can see price is reacting from this 4H supply zone, but I'm expecting this zone to be violated, watching this next zone as now a revive probability. So yeah, so on M15, let me see, on M15 my swing is bearish. Yeah, internal bullish following the internal order flow. Let me zoom in there. Okay, so that's the whole of my swing all the way up there. That's my strong swing. This was the last break of structure, and this is now my internal order flow. I kept it very aggressive, and now we are reacting from that 4H zone. You can see the order flow is pretty bullish. I'm expecting this to continue, targeting all of these buy side liquidity to around this zone here, just inside this zone. Then I'll see if the order flow now shift bearish. It will be high possibility that now it's ready to target now the weak swing. But unless the order flow shifts, I'll still continue following the internal order flow to now until it's now I'll continue following the internal order flow unless it shifts. So that's all on gold from my side. A quick look on now GBP USD. We'll be starting from now the weekly time frame on GBP USD. So GBP USD, I'm just interested in now this weekly immediate price action here. You can see my swing is bullish. We had that pullback. Sorry, my internal is bullish. We had that pullback. We grab liquidity above that high. Now we are having change of character. We are having now change of character, and now price is pulling back into now supply, and now I'm expecting this. I'm expecting now this bearish order flow to continue back into the around this zone before we could have now continuation to the upside. So yeah, that's what I'm watching at as per the moment. And now to zoom into like the immediate price action, this is what I'm expecting. I was watching this as a zone of reaction, which price reacted to, pulled back to supply, and now supply took over, violating that low. So yeah, that zone has been now violated. This is the next zone I'm watching. You remember last week I was Price might grab liquidity below that low before pulling back into this zone, or price might pull back into that zone before grabbing the liquidity below that low. Which price chose to grab liquidity below that low first, and now I'm expecting pullback into this area of supply before could continue to the downside. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting as for the moment. So I want to see some buys into this zone before now continuation to target now that area of liquidity. So yeah, that's all on weekly. Same scenario on daily. Swing is still bullish, but I'm expecting my swing to shift bearish. Price is reacting from this daily demand zone, sorry, but I'm not seeing it as a high probability zone, so we might see it get violated. And now watching this area of supply here before could continue. So we'll just keep a close watch on now the 4H order flow and see how it unfolds. Sorry about that. We'll keep a close watch on the 4H order flow and see how it unfolds. So if the 4H order flow now, the internal order flow shift bullish, that's now price breaking past that zone. We will continue the bullish narrative, targeting now the swing pullback maybe around this area, aligning with the weekly and the daily supply zone where we want to see the price pull back to. So yeah, because you can see the swing shifted, continued bearish. You can see all the way up there. So let me grab that and see at least where we want to see price pulling back to. Yep, around this one. At least we want to see price around that area before it could continue. So yeah, that's something that we can watch. So yeah, on M15, last week I didn't have much of price action on EU or GU to play with. I tried catching some I missed these longs. I tried catching some sales around this one. After that sweep, change of character, pull back into supply. There was sales opportunity there now, but yeah, break even taken out B, then continuation was targeting that low. Then grab all of this liquidity, nothing, no entry model was presented here now. Price continued. Then this one mitigated during Asia, waited for clear PA, nothing was presented. So yeah, ended up with like no opportunities. So I'm expecting this bullish order flow to continue to play now. The swing pullback, targeting all of this buy side liquidity into those premium prices. So now the 4H that's around this one. So that's what I'll be watching. So as per now, nothing to work with. We'll be just watching how price unfold after the market open. Then on Euro USD, starting on also on weekly time frame, you can see the weekly, my internal is still bullish, grab liquidity past that zone, and now internal is starting to shift bear. Not starting, actually internal shifted bearish there. Yeah, I don't think this one now high probability, but yeah, after the change of character, we had a pullback mitigation of flip supply and now that aggressive momentum to the downside. So this was the high probability swing trade. You had entered sales here to target now this low because this low failed to take out that high, and definitely this low because this low failed now to break and close past that high. So that was the target. So if you are a swing trader, this was the short idea that would have executed now. Stop loss slightly above that zone, giving you around 3R to that low. Yeah, that's a very good RR with the swing trading. So after this internal break of structure, I'm watching this area of flip supply, not a very clear one, but it's there to watch. So yeah, I'm expecting at least a pullback into that zone. I think it will be clear on our daily. Daily price is reacting from this supply here, not high probability as per me, no leg inducement. The supply, we can say it led to some break of structure because that's where the momentum came from to now break that low. But yeah, nothing very clear. So this is now the next zone I'm watching. So this zone might give us a reaction, pullback, then continuation. So buys to around this zone before now we could have the next bearish run. On 4H, yeah, you can see we are having reaction from that zone. Not very clear of the zone. Then this is now the next demand zone I'm watching. So I want to see how price will react on that 4H zone. If it gives us clear entries now to continue with buys, targeting all of that and watching this next zone of supply on 4H. So yeah, so that's what I'll be watching as per the moment. Then the on M15, my swing is still bearish. Internal still bullish, meaning internal is playing the swing pullback. We have come into premium prices, reacting from forward supply from the swing range. But yep, despite the swing being bearish, internal has pulled back into premium prices. The internal is still bullish, unless now the internal shift bearish. That's now we can target the weak swing low. But as per the moment, we can see internal might continue bullish to the upside, targeting all of that buy side liquidity. So as per the moment, on my side, nothing has been decided yet. So yeah, I'll wait for market open and wait for more development and see what how the market will open and into the session what will be unfolding. You can see internal also didn't give me an opportunity to get involved. The market opened around here, nothing here. You can see just ranging. The following day open around here, sweeping some low, tapping into this area of demand. No entry model, no nothing, just shoots to the upside. Then now this was on Thursday, yeah. Tapping into demand during Asia, no entry model into the session, and now this was Friday. Yeah. Nothing was given. I was watching this area. I wanted to see that quick pullback and continuation. You can see it's never tapped and continue flying to the upside, and now yeah, I was watching. You can see price later come there. Nothing very clear to work with, but yeah. So yeah, that's all on my side. We will wait for now the session open, the market open, and see what will happen. Then now on my calendar, that's the economic calendar. What will I be watching? So this week, let me try to filter that. Yeah. So yeah, so this week on Tuesday we will be having some news. You can see GDP, JOLTS opening. That's on Tuesday. So yeah, CB consumer confidence. Yeah, that's also there. So you can see also ISM manufacturing on Wednesday, then non-farm payroll on Thursday. So yeah, it's good. It's really a busy week. Then on Friday we have United States as a holiday on Friday. So yeah, it's really a busy week. It's gonna be a busy week. So yeah, that's all from my side. Let's keep watch and see what unfolded during the market open. Don't rush to trade, and yeah, watch capital. Watch your capital. Yeah, capital protection is the name of the game. You protect your capital and wait for clear opportunity to get involved in the market. So yeah, see you guys. Bye bye.